Everybody loves pizza. And so I found a way to make a pizza that fits the plant-based nutrition. It is tofu and mushroom, bell pepper and onion, and a base of tomato sauce and tomato paste. But what really makes it different is that it's on a tortilla, the kind that are frozen in the freezer section of the grocery, so that you can have that, but it doesn't taste like a tortilla when you have pizza sauce on it. So let's get started. Vegetables: onion, green or red bell pepper, tomato sauce and tomato paste, and mushrooms. And of course, silken tofu. Starch: a sprouted grain tortilla. Spices: garlic, parsley, oregano, basil, thyme, and rosemary. To make the tortilla pizza is really fast, but that's after the 1 hour of sitting time that everything has to sit for it to gel all of the flavors together. So we're gonna make that now. So this is a 1/2 cup of tomato sauce and a 1/2 cup of tomato paste. And I did put that together and mixed it up because it makes it stick better to the tortilla. So you put that in the dish first, and then you gotta put the onion. So we get the onion, we have it into quarters. I always do that so that it's always ready, and if I ever need a 1/2 of an onion, then I'd have it. So I'm gonna cut that. And you cut it really finely so that all the flavor goes into the pizza, and you don't have big chunks of the onion to taste when you're eating the pizza. And we add that to the tomato sauce and tomato paste. And then we have mushrooms. Now the mushrooms, some people would put on the outside and add them to the, as a topping. And that's one way you could do it if you'd rather have it that way. But the other way is to cut it into thirds. I slice it all up, and then I cut it into thirds. And it gives them, it makes them bigger so that they will have a place, but it doesn't make them so tough when it gets cooked on the outside. And then we have a 1/2 of a bell pepper, which I've already sliced. So you can add that on. And I do these kind of big, so we like to taste the bell pepper. I'm sorry, this is... Okay, I'm going to do these. And the bell pepper could be green, could be yellow, could be orange, could be red. Doesn't matter. Just so you got a bell pepper. And then you have almost 2 cups, but it's the silken tofu that's been allowed to sit for a while and let it drain. So then we add that to that. And then we add the spices, which are garlic, rosemary, thyme, oregano, and I can't remember the other 2, which are basil and something else, basil and parsley. The parsley that's dried. And that's because we're putting it in here and we want it to be able to meld together. So now we get to stir it up. I mean, it couldn't be easier to make this because This is so easy to do, and you can set it aside for about an hour. I did make it once and you made it right away, and it didn't quite have the flavorings that the other one did. So we're gonna let it sit for an hour, and then we're gonna make a tortilla pizza. After an hour, it's ready to be put onto the tortillas. So we will put that on there now. And as you see, I put the tortillas on parchment paper. It's to help with the cleanup, but it also doesn't let my tortillas stick, especially if some of this were to go off of the tortilla. So if any of the topping goes off the tortilla, it won't stick onto the pan. And since we don't use oil, we have to think of that, because oil would be the thing that would keep it from sticking. So we just divided this in half, and you spread it out, and you don't make it very thick. Oops, see, there's a piece right there. Because it won't get done about the same time, and you want them to be about the same thickness all the way around. You do not cook the tortillas before you do this. You do this, and then you cook it all together. Whoa, this looks really good. Okay, so I'll put this right here. And the thing is, this is a really nutritious meal. Now, the other night, I didn't put basil in it, and my son-in-law brought fresh basil from the garden, and we sprinkled it on top. It was delicious. So there you go, and now it's time to put it into the oven. Hey, then you stick it into an oven that's been preheated to 425, and you cook it 30 to 40 minutes. We have pizza. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? That pizza is worth lots to everybody. Now, we've got you can tell it's done because it's got brown around the edges. The stuff was kind of boiling in the middle. So now we want to cut it 4 pieces. And you know, the pieces are kind of big, and they kind of get in the way of your cutter. But it is great. Oh, come on. I'm just going to show you a piece. It is so good. Oh. So you can make pizza, and you can make it on a tortilla that has no oil, that has lots of good stuff in it, and you can eat this pizza. So let's eat it now.